Are you ready for battle? We are. Look at us in our camo today. We both wore camo because we're going to battle with bad information. I feel like it's not even live yet. Maybe people will be there. Oh, there's one. Okay.
We got someone.
It's hello. Hello, it's Kendrick.
Hey,
Hi,
Kendrick.
And everybody else. Hooray, we have emojis back today. That's exciting. I've missed emojis so much. Okay, so guys, we are seriously going to battle today. And it's ironic. Tammy and I did not even plan this. It just happened. So I was like, Tammy, you have to come over with me for a minute in the beginning to talk about the battle of misinformation. And so Tammy is working with a couple of people in customer service, right? Yesterday.
Yes.
And she was like, Jacinda, we have to talk about tension. That's what we have to do. So we're going to work on teaching you about health, how to keep your hair healthy. I've got all kinds of goodies over here that I've been working on all morning to bring you the right information so that we can teach you. And it's going to be really funny trying to put this up and talk at the same time. But I can do it. I have faith. So, this all started with, our little battle. You want to go over to comments now? Or do you want to stay
I better.
Okay, Tammy's going to go to comments. I didn't want her to be worried. She likes getting her stuff across, making sure she's in the right spot so she can talk to you guys. So, I don't know if you guys saw, but was it last week? I'm losing track of time in all my travel. We went and talked to some people that were selling our iron last week. And I'm telling you, it was like, it was so crazy. The amount of misinformation they gave was like ridiculous. And I was like, and then they were saying that the iron doesn't even work. And I was like, well, I'm not teaching you how because you guys are using it wrong. Odd. But anyway, so it made me think of like misinformation and how much misinformation is out there, especially in the hair industry. So today we're going to be talking about that. So I want, you guys to make sure you text, things that you think you've heard and you're wondering if they're true or not. And we all know I'm not a black and white, I don't believe things are black and white. I believe there's a lot of gray area in there. So I'm going to do my best to describe all of that to you today. And by the way, our YouTube, we could not get logged in today. I don't know what the deal was. We did the password like 10 times and it wasn't working. So, high security YouTube doesn't allow us in today. So everybody will be here on Facebook today. So I don't even know where to start because there are so many things I want to talk about. One thing that I think is very important that I've noticed after going to salons, because we started our salon distribution program, which will be exciting for everybody. They can go into salons and start seeing it used there. That's exciting. One thing I noticed is when I was at salons, they would show me which flat iron they were using before because everybody was putting too much tension. Oh, wow, that was funny. Okay, so they were putting too much tension and I was like, why is everyone so tense about their grip? And it made me realize that back when we were creating the iron, it was very important to us to have the plates lining up perfectly, okay? So I want to show you how these plates line up. See how perfect they line up? And that's why you don't have to work on tension, okay? So many irons out there have it like this. So the plates come together like this, and then you have to squeeze to hold the hair in. My husband was a complete perfectionist about that, and he wanted the plates to line up perfectly. That's why you don't have to work with tension. Tension is not your friend. Tension will turn your hair from this is a good analogy I can think of. Desert sand, hydrated, right? That has moisture in it. This is what it looks like when it's lacking moisture, okay? So this is not the desert sand kind of scenario we want to look for, right? We want our hair to be shiny and pretty, and we don't want to have to deal with dehydrating it like this. So you can imagine when hair gets fried because of too much tension, too much heat, too much dehydration, this is what it looks like. And I have other drawings that will walk you through that as well. So the reason is because our plates line up perfectly. You do not have to put pressure, okay? So let me show you what happens over time. So this is our cord example, okay? When your hair is healthy, this is what the hair strand looks more or less like, right? I'll show you more in depth after this, but this is a good visual for you. So this is a healthy cord, okay? So this is what we want your hair to look like. If you beat it up with not hydrating it and really putting a lot of tension on, over time, it will wear down the outer layer and it will break through, and the more tension you put on it for the longer period of time, eventually you strip it of everything and then it looks like this. I think we've all seen hair like that, right? This is what we don't want. So I want you to be sure that you're always using little pressure, right? I don't want the plates to touch plate. I want the plates to touch hair. And I think many people are used to the other irons that don't line up perfectly. So they're used to having to put pressure to capture the hair. You do not have to do that with this iron. You know why? Because we wanted to bring you the best product ever. And that's why you're able to create any style you want, is because we wanted to bring you the best thing ever, the best we could bring you, and that's what we did. So I want you guys to know that you do not have to use tension and do this to your hair, okay? Do not do that to your hair, because that's what will happen as you slowly wear out the cuticle layer. So in order for me to teach you what the cuticle layer is, truly, I'm gonna show you my little drawings. They look like tails, right? Okay. So this is what hair looks like on a normal basis, right? So there's little cuticle layers on the outside that are kind of rough, but not like super rough. It depends on how we treat them and how we lay them down. So when people put hair dye or process your hair with chemicals, what they do is they lift the cuticle like this. And heat lifts your cuticle, and so do different chemicals. So they lift the cuticle, and then it's our job to lay it back down, right? As a stylist or as whoever is processing your hair or us doing our hair every day. We need to make sure that we're doing what we can to keep these cuticles laid down and not up like this. The more they come up like this, the worse they get. And so that's where split ends come from, you can imagine, right? Eventually those lift and tear away. So that's how you create split ends. And then if you just dehydrate your hair, you get into this window where it gets really thin and then it just kind of dissipates and kind of like goes away. So that's one of the other things that you can be aware of. Now this is what broken hair looks like, or stripped cuticle layer hair looks like, just like that cord, right? So this is what happens eventually over time. And there's like really, I found real images of this. Let me show you like X-ray vision of it. It's not really X-ray, I don't know what it is, microscope vision. So this is healthy hair, and then it goes into cuticle lifted, cuticle really lifted, and then when it's stripped, like this part of the cord right here, okay, that's what this looks like, and then it gets worse, and then this fray cord, okay? So this is actual shots of hair doing that exact same thing. Now, how do we avoid it? How do we restore it? And what do we do about it, okay? Let me tell you, if you get to here and here, you're cutting, okay? If you're in this window, you can most likely restore. And if you're up here, you can restore. Here is where we want to stay, okay? So how do we do that? We do that by keeping moisture in our hair when we blow dry, by putting the right products in, and by when we do heat, do not overheat it. Don't accelerate heat if you don't need to. Use the least amount you can. So when you're specifically using the TYME iron, do not close these plates tight. There's no need to do that. It's not necessary. This works off of heating and cooling on this side. So please, please, please know that and know how to keep your hair healthy. And if you don't know how, that's what we have our stylists there for. And they are there to help you. And that's what I'm here for every week, to answer questions for you and help you. So how can we help?
That leads into the guidelines. That's the second issue.
Yes. Like, I wish we had the guideline iron. I don't think I have it in here. Oh, I put it on my desk, but I forgot to bring it over.
Yeah.
So what happens is over time, if you are using tension, your guidelines are the key. They will tell you if you're using tension, they will start wearing off. That is not what you want to do. Look at this. This is years old, people, years. and they look perfect. It's because I don't ever put tension on it. I don't need to. I don't put product on except for our upstage before, because you just don't need to. When you heat and cool the hair, it is set in. That's the way it works. So make sure you're restoring moisture to your hair. Make sure you're keeping moisture in your hair. And that's what we talk about weekly, is different ways to keep moisture in and different ways to restore moisture. So what are we giving away today because of this, in honor of our battle against the, I want to say bulge, but that's not it. What is it? Battle against misinformation. Misinformation. So what do we think battles it the best? Upstage thermal protectant, timeless, and how do we do it? We get plates that line up perfectly so that you have the perfect combination, so that you don't run into trouble and you don't have to put that kind of tension on your hair, okay? So these are our presents today. So we have 2 lucky winners that will win these at the end. So make sure you comment and ask questions about what kind of misinformation you've heard. So I don't even know if I'll be curling today or not. I haven't really made the decision. That's why my hair is kind of disheveled, and I just don't know. I don't know if I should straighten or curl or what questions we have. So I think that'll lead me into my answers.
Yes.
Ready, set, go.
All right. They said your hair looks beautiful, by the way.
Oh, it's because I went to LA and got my hair done.
I want to know if you use conditioner every time you shampoo.
Yes, absolutely I do. Yep, I believe that shampoo is what cleanses your hair and conditioner is what moisturizes your hair. And so I was talking to my friend today actually, and she was like, you need to come out with the dry shampoo. I was like, why do I need to come out with the dry shampoo? Because you should be able to go days between your shampoos. And she goes, well, I just use dry shampoo all the time. And I don't think that's really any different, because you're teaching your scalp that you're dehydrating it, right? So what is your scalp gonna do? Your body is a system, right? It learns what you're doing to it. It's so funny how dark I look when I put that in front of the light. Okay, so your body is a system, and it will treat it like it's what it's realizing is there. So imagine if your hair realizes it's very dry, if your scalp is realizing this is very dry, then what's it gonna do? It's going to produce more oils, right? So what I think is that you need to train your hair. You need to train it that you're going to wash it a certain amount of time, and then you're going to leave it be. So I have a couple of girls experimenting with not using dry shampoo for me, because I believe that what they're doing is causing it to be created again. And no different than I believe when you shampoo your scalp every day, it's going to race to produce enough oil to moisturize your hair, because it believes that you need that. I keep having Slack messages show up and I can't see anything. Okay, so you know, when that happens, you just really need to be cognizant of how you're treating your scalp, and then it will respond accordingly. Okay. Did you have a question, or was I answering a question, or was I just going off again? I can't remember. Did you have a question on that one, Tammy, or did I answer it? I answered it? Great. So do we have any more questions? Anybody? Anyone?
Yes. They want to know as well, when you have the damage on the hair, how often should you trim or cut the ends of your hair?
So, I used to say when I was in the salon that if you're going for grow out, you're going for 8 weeks. If you're going for just keeping the shape of hair, you're looking at, 6 weeks. Now, I cut my hair, we should probably check, because I cut it on live every time. And so I've done it twice that I can think of, but I don't know how long it's been since I've done that. I believe it's just, because it all depends, right? If you're a person that's treating your hair like this, you're gonna have to get it cut way more often. If you're a person that's treating your hair in this window, you'll have to get it cut way less often. And if you're treating it like this, then who knows when? It could be like 6, 8 months, a year, so it all depends on how good you are at restoring moisture and keeping moisture in. Otherwise, you have phases of this. This is gonna be like every 3 to 5 weeks, you're gonna have to get it cut. This is probably a window where you can go like maybe, I'm trying to think, probably 6 to 8. And this is the window where you're probably gonna go like, 2 to 3 months. And this is the window where you're gonna be more like 8 months to a year. You could. I'm not saying that's ideal, because, things grow out and then everything doesn't look great, but that's how you can gauge it, is how you're treating your hair and how you're restoring the moisture for it.
And will this iron work for any hair type?
Yes, if you can be aware of how much tension you're putting on. Because I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm not putting on any more than my other iron. But if your iron lined up with its plates like this, then it's different. And if yours was ceramic and not titanium, titanium is a faster heat transfer. So you don't need to keep it on as long. You don't need to put the pressure on it because it transfers it so that you can glide through it. We did everything professional grade, and it was against, like, manufacturers were saying, well, the public can't handle titanium, and I think the public is smarter than people are giving them credit. So I believed in you guys, and I believe that you guys can do it. You just need to retrain your thinking that I don't have to do what I had to do with ceramic. Ceramic is very different than titanium. It's higher quality heat and better heat transfer.
And a couple questions about they want to see samples of straightening your hair.
Okay, you want me to straighten? Okay, well, the fake irons wanted me to teach them, and I said, no, I'm not going to. They said, well, it doesn't straighten. I was like, and granted, theirs was different a little bit because it was like a heavier shape iron, and it was, had a little bit of differences, but, you know, it had their information. Kendrick could tell you. Kendrick, you should comment about how frustrating he was. Frustrating it was to watch them try and teach it. It was so funny because the girl was showing how to use the iron and she used the straightening side and they didn't know I had invented it. And I said, I think you're using that. Or I said, she goes, okay, and so that's how you curl. And I go, well, don't you curl with the curling side? That's, you know, you're using the wrong side. And she goes, oh, well, it curls with both sides. And I was like, yeah, it does, but you're not using it like it was just awful watching them try and sell our product to us, and it was a fake, and I was like, this is just not cool. It's not cool at all. And then at the end they said, can you teach us how to straighten? Because it doesn't straighten. And I go, no, I won't teach you how to straighten and sell my iron. No, I'm busy. I was like, it's really disheartening to know that we put all of this work into it and you guys are just out there stealing it from us. Like, it's so disheartening that, and the worst part is the attorney told me, you can't go in and tell them that you have a patent because they can sue you. And I thought, what do I have a patent for? Why did we file a patent worldwide? So that we can be sued? I just didn't. Oh, it was so, yeah. Yes, see, they have mad faces. They get it. You get it. I know. It's so frustrating. Okay, so how do you straighten? Okay, I'm on it. Okay, so how do you straighten? I like to use a brush before the iron because it allows the hair to be evenly dispersed, and I like even heat on hair because then you're not overheating certain areas. Wow, there's a lot of mad faces. I know, we get it, guys, we get it. Go get them.
I wanted you to mention the footage and how you guys are going to put it together.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, Kendrick wants us to tell you guys that we did. You know, I don't know if you saw us on the car ride over there. We had just found out, and we were doing our Christmas shoot. It was so cute. We had all this fun day. We have so many cute little things. These little booties. I'm telling you that we were shooting with the other day to for our Christmas packages. Were so adorable. They were like booty ice skates, and they were like plaid. It was adorable. So we're all excited doing all the shoot. And then we find out that somebody is selling the iron in the backyard. And we were like, oh, and I was just so disheartened. And Kendrick was all pumped. She's like, let's go get him. Let's go tell him. Let's go see. And so it was funny because our photographers that were shooting that day were the ones that ended up noticing about the iron. And so they called us. So they wanted to shoot it. So they actually shot all the footage of us talking to those people. So hopefully we'll get that together for you guys so you can enjoy our journey on that. Because it was like, oh, it was so frustrating. I had to get all mic'd up and stuff, but it was funny. It was funny. Okay, so how do you straighten? I know, I'm gonna get straightening one day, I promise. Okay, so what I like to do is get the hair in order so that it's nice and flat and all sectioned out, right? And so a couple of things. You want to go in at the angle of the hair, and you want to make sure that you're rolling out. If you go in like this, you're going to dent the hair. And so we don't need to dent it, and we don't want to shock the hair with a lot of heat. So watch how loose I hold the iron. Let me see if I can show you a good angle. Nope, that's not a good angle. But it's just about holding it nice and loose and rolling out, okay? So you want to roll out so that you can get it silky and shiny, and you don't want to dent in and go under. Now, if you want to flip out at the bottom, you can do it, just do it with purpose and not with like a leaning in tight grip, okay? So that's the advantage. The advantage is you can straighten and curl with it, and you just have to know your angles, because this is a different approach than if you had like the flat iron that closes the other way, more like an alligator mouth instead of like these do like a scissors. So you just want to go in, and please be careful, that's an exposed plate. Don't put it at your head. Make sure it's turned away from your head, and you can barely heat the hair. Oh, this is a better angle. You can see how open I have it. And I have thick hair. So imagine if you had fine hair, you really don't have to have the heat on it. So you just want to, you know, treat it like a newborn baby. It's nice. It's nice. Your hair is nice to you. Be nice to it. Deandra's over here laughing. Yeah, you just, and so Tammy did it today because I was giving Tammy a hard time because she didn't know how to straighten with it. And I was like, you have to do it. And she goes, okay. And so I walked her through it yesterday. So we wanted to teach her, you know, all the things about not leaning in, because that will cause dents. I can cause a dent like right now by doing that. See? Dent. Don't do that. So you just don't shock your hair, warm it up, and then slide over it. And make sure your hair's spread out. And then you're gonna have a nice silky straight piece. So make sure you aren't going over it too many times and dehydrating it and lifting the cuticle, right? So if I don't properly heat it, I'm just going to lift the cuticle like this, like we do when you do your hair color. So you don't need to do that. It's not necessary to lift the cuticle, right? You wanna keep the cuticle laid down. How do we do that? We straighten with purpose, okay? Heat it with purpose. Don't just go, what's that, willy-nilly? You don't want to be willy-nilly and do this, right? Like I see this straightening all the time. And yeah, you go over it 100 times and it looks pretty good. But this is silk and this is kind of fluffy, right? So you can learn how to straighten with purpose, section right. And plus it takes me a lot longer to go through that kind of straightening way, right? So I just prep it and then I just go gliding over, really loose and roll out, and that's it. And then you have so much more shine and it looks so much more silky than it does if you do that like fluffy treatment like this. So you can do it. We believe in you. Go to battle with the misinformation, guys. Okay, you have any more questions?
Yes. They want to know, what are your thoughts on hair masks? Do you know anything
Hair
about
masks. Okay, so basically, you know, I believe that, you know, finding the right system for you, you will know your hair will, it will tell you, your hair will tell you. If it's shiny, you have the right system, you are doing the right things. If it's not, we have to back into what is causing it to not have the shine, right? You will have the shine every time you shampoo and condition naturally, unless you over dry it. The minute you take that blow dryer to it, if you over dry it, if you strip all the moisture, you're creating this. So you have an opportunity every time you wash your hair to not go into this problem, okay? Don't do this to your hair. So how do we do that? Make sure your hair has shine when you finish blow drying. If it does not, then try blow drying less. And then if you still do not have shine in your hair, then I would look into what you're doing, what your foundational products are, what your shampoo is, what your conditioner is, what your thermoprotectant is. That's where you go in and really look, is it providing what I need? So then you can back into that. If you use shampoo and no conditioner, do you have shine? If you use shampoo and a different conditioner, do you have shine? You know, switch things up. And if you're having problems, you know, like when you order from us, we will put samples in for shampoo and conditioner if you let us know. We will do that for you because it's important to us that you have the right foundational products. And we want to make sure that we're providing those for you. So, you know, make sure you're testing. You can test one side, right? You can do your conditioner or a different conditioner and you can try that and then try blow drying. I mean, it doesn't cost you any time to just try two conditioners, right? So that you can see which one's providing you the moisture and the foundation you need. Good? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? Anything else?
And actually, one lady is, Vanessa's asking about, do you have any tips to double check like on themselves if they're using too much tension while styling? I think one of it is, you know, just with it gliding softly.
One of the checks. Okay, so if you're using this watch your guidelines. If you're having problems with that, you're using too much tension. If they look at all jagged, then you're either putting a product on that takes away from it, or you're putting too much tension. I can almost guarantee that if your hair is looking at all like, what is the thing? This one.
You're saying the bottom of the wire.
Yeah. Oh, that one's awful. If you get there, then you're definitely too much tension. I mean, by miles, you're way, way, way too much tension if you get there. If you even get here, you could be too much tension, or it could be that you're having, foundational, like if you don't have the right nutrition plan for your hair. That's what we're calling ours now because we figured it out. It's a nutrition plan for your hair because we have planned how to, provide the right amount of nutrients for your hair so that it can perform its best. So you can have shine, volume, hold, silk. What do you want? Because it's in there. I put it in there for you because I wanted good products that lasted you a long time. Like most people are talking 10 months with a bottle of shampoo and conditioner. Like, yeah, we did the right thing for you guys because it's important to us.
A couple questions about the curls falling out. What can you do to keep them to stay?
Okay,
so
products help a lot, and making sure you have the right speed. If you are going too fast and your curl doesn't shape, then most likely it won't stay as long. But if you have any doubt, and we don't want you to go too slow and then trash your hair. So we have the stylist there that can always help you. They're here to help. That's what they do. If you bought an iron from us and not one of the fakes, we're happy to help. We actually had a girl crying on one of the Style Times because of it. And I was like, well, she can do a chargeback to those fake iron companies because they're stealing. So, you can say this is a fake product. Like, you charge me for the real thing and it's not it. So, and then we're happy to help you. We have a little bit of information, right? Tammy, do we have information or is it just chargeback? You just have
it's mostly chargeback to dispute, and a lot of people are getting lots of results with that and coming right back and buying our.
Yeah, because you wanted the real thing in the beginning. We worked hard to bring you a good thing, a real thing, one that works, one that's not, heavy and gross, and people telling you bad information. So.
They want to know how you can tell if it's fake.
How do you tell if it's fake? Well, the only place it's sold is on TYMEstyle.com and on our Amazon shop, and that's even a little iffy because sometimes people have hijacked our Amazon shop. Real tricky.
Basically, if it's less than 150.
Yeah, if it's less than 150, it's not ours because we always sell it for 150. And honestly, the fakes were selling for 250. I was like, this is unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Why would anyone buy this?
And our patent sticker is on the inside underneath the blue light. That's a tail right there.
Yeah. So basically, they'll put my picture on the back of the box. They have all of our stuff. But if you don't order from TYMEstyle.com, it's not the right one. So, perfect.
And, let's see, there's one other question. Oh, how long does it take you, Jacinda, personally, to straighten your thick hair?
How long does it take me to straighten it?
To straighten your thick hair.
It depends on what kind of blow dry I did and what kind of straight I'm going for, right? If I'm going for just like a mediocre straight, then it's probably, I don't know. I've never timed straightening. We should do it right now. I'll straighten while you guys ask questions.
Okay, and they want to know if you ever use the triangle brush on yourself, on your hair.
I don't really. I just used it on clients that had short hair, so I don't really use it on myself much. I'm kind of a lazy, I like things to be fast, and what the triangle brush would give me, I can create with the iron in like a couple of minutes, and it would be a lot more work for me with the triangle brush, so it's not worth it to me. I tried to like try it so I could teach you guys, and then I was like, well, why would I teach them that when we can save them so much more time? That's the whole point of all this, is so that we can teach you the right amount of time. So in the back when I'm straightening, I just try and take it at the angle. So see, I put my brush in. Sorry, I'm slack again. Okay, so I get a lot of messages in a day, guys. Sorry. Okay, so when you pick it up with your brush, you're picking up at the same angle that you put the iron in. So that's my like shortcut, right? If I was doing a perfect red carpet night, would I do what I just did? No, but for every day, yeah, it's a great little trick to pick up the hair. Grab it, and then you can regroup. So you kind of warm the hair and then go through one solid time. And you don't have to warm the hair. That's just like a cheat I use so that I don't like overheat it, and I don't have to put my iron down. So it's every little step that speeds up the process, and that's how I do it. Like, I just always want everything to be fast for both you and me, so I try and find every little shortcut I can for you.
My personal question was how you do the underneath at the bottom.
Okay, underneath and the bottom. So I go and take this top layer out, and I throw it back when I'm all done, and then I check, because I know in my laziness that I'm going to miss this part. So I just go up and get that part. That's how I do the middle back.
And now Ashley's asking, she has natural curly hair. Mm-hmm. She wants to know if she should brush out her natural curls first and then curl, or just curl them, while they're curly.
So I would brush through, because I believe in brushing every section first. I think it's really important so that you don't have tangles and you don't have problems as you're running through the hair. Okay, so I missed one little piece that I'm going to get, and then I'm done. So if you want to get real close to this part, you can go in and just use this part of the plate. See, that open face is really easy to straighten that part, so you don't have to worry about burning your face or something, because it really sucks to burn ourselves, we know, I'm sure. Okay. Ooh, that was a nice blonde piece she did there. I like it. I don't straighten my hair very often, so I don't get to see those little cool tricks. So just go in and warm that up and then get that piece. So I don't know how long that took me. Did anybody kind of time it?
Did you?
4 minutes? Okay, so not too bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's doable. I wonder if I should show the back, see how I did in the back. I'm nervous always when I don't have any mirror to check and then I'm showing you. Hopefully everything looks good. It's not all messy. Is it straight?
Yeah.
Okay. I did it. So 4 minutes. I think a lot of people question, how you do the back. All you're doing is pulling forward. You don't have to do like all of this. Yeah. Leave all that behind you. Come forward. It'll be much easier. Your life is much easier that way.
And I was just going down straight, like I kept going just down, so I never knew that trick about pulling.
Yeah, because you can make everything so much harder on yourself. Like, think of me and think of lazy. Like, I don't want my hands to be back here. Although I do yoga periodically, I still don't like doing that on a daily basis to straighten or whatever. So, okay. So, do we have any questions about tension or anything like that? Has anything come through on, hair misinformation? Tension for fine hair. Fine hair is, the circumference of it is smaller. So you want to make sure that you're treating that accordingly, right? So what it takes for me to straighten my hair and flat iron my hair will not be the same as somebody else. It will take less for you with fine hair. So just know you really don't need the tension on it, right? You really just need to just treat it like a baby, right? Like, I know you wouldn't touch a baby with a hot tool, but, if you were, I'm trying to think of what you're trying to treat in the same way, but it's like, the white glove treatment, you want to just do it lightly. It's
preschoolers hair.
Yeah.
If you even think of that, something that you be real gentle with.
Yeah, just imagine being very gentle and do that. Don't white knuckle grip it. I just can't even say it enough. I was watching girls at salon and they were great. They were getting, good curls and stuff, but I was thinking, oh, you're just making it so much harder than it needs to be. It can be so easy. And the minute I would do a curl for them, they were like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't even feel the same, So I thought it was pretty cool to see, how much less work it will be for them to curl. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited for them.
You do make it look easy.
Well, I've had a couple. I've curled once or twice in my life, so I should make it look easy. It is easy. It's like riding a bike, right? When you watch a little kid, they make it look so hard, and then you watch you know, somebody on a bike as an adult, and it looks easy. It's because it is. It's just pedaling and balancing, and it's the same idea. You can do it. Or imagine driving a clutch. Do you remember when you learned how to drive a stick shift and you were like, do, 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 do. Like, same idea. Like, that's the same thing. If you have too much tension, it's going to be like that. It's not going to be smooth like a race car driver, like Kendrick thinks he is. Like he can zoom right through those gears. He's not a race car driver. You're not, Kendrick.
Can you show them in the camera how far apart your plates are?
Yeah, sure. When I, what?
For tension. Like
For tension?
How far apart they are
When I'm straightening? Okay.
Curling or straightening, I guess.
Okay. So when I straighten, that's how my plates look. Do you see how it doesn't even, because it's coming together like that, so I've provided the heat for it, and I don't need to shape it at all, right? So it's just about like going over it with a smooth, like nice gentle touch. Finesse it.
And show one curl how easy like one curl is with the tension too, just like that.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what piece I'm trying to think of what will show it best. Okay, this should show it best. Okay, so if we want to do a curl, see how open that is? And this is the piece I just straightened. So imagine how that would normally not curl, right? Because you straightened it, so you've already taken the tension out of it. It's really open. You're just transferring heat over it and then shaping it. Oh, Kendrick liked my comment. I just saw him. Okay, so, and that's it. And look, you can go in and that curl will stay. Even though I straightened it first, it's still there, and I just reshaped it, right? So, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. That's what my kids say.
And
All these messages. We have winners? Okay.
Yes, we do.
Should I straighten this one curl out? Because otherwise I'm going to be fidgeting. Otherwise I'll fidget, and I don't like fidgeting. So we just go in. And look, now I'm resetting a curl. This is way more heat than I want you guys putting on your hair every day, by the way. You don't go straight, curl straight. Please try not to do that. Okay? So that's it. And I did not squeeze those plates there either. So people that have naturally curly hair, you don't need to squeeze it. But yes, brush your hair first before you do a curly hair, people. All right, let's get our winners for the, what should we call this one? The battling tension package? Battling tension? All right, so we got 2 winners for this?
Yes, we do.
2 winners. Good luck, good luck. When you win, make sure you send us your mailing address and your email address. And I can't believe that's the first time in my life I remembered that. Must be a great live today. Okay.
Okay, first winner is Amber Soliday.
Amber Soliday?
Yep.
Okay.
And our second winner, Brenda White.
Brenda White. So welcome to the TYME family, ladies. These are the originals. No fakes allowed here. Okay. So next week, what are we going to talk about? We don't know.
Sure.
Put in anything any tips to looser, oh, I missed it. Sorry, I was trying to read something just in case it had a great thing for next Wednesday's live. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I had an idea this week before tension came up, so we'll see. We'll see what we come up with.
They can send us any messages.
Yeah, send us messages if you have any ideas of what you are missing, seeing. If you're seeing a trend that you want to see us recreate, send us pictures. See if we can do it for you. See if we can help you with that, okay? So, yes, anybody who is questioning whether you are using too much tension, please set up a FaceTime session. That's what the girls are there for. And they love, love, love helping you elevate your curling game, helping you get cool new styles and all of that fun stuff. That's what we're here for. Welcome to the TYME family. Bye, everybody. Thanks.